MEE number 2.
Wow.
Mount Everest Expedition number 2.
Yeah, it's handy.
They probably made a couple special just for the 1924 trip.
Now we come at pièce de résistance. These papers were in pretty good condition, amazing condition considering the environment, but there were these matches that you pulled out.
Yeah.
Looking just fine. Okay, and he had these notes folded up in this fine bandana. When Jake pulled this out, there was no longer any question who we were with. George Lee Mallory. It's been forwarded about 1 million times. Written April 2nd, 1924. My dear George, many thanks for your PC. Both children had flu about a week after I had it.
Was it from?
I think. Good luck to you, your affectionate brother Trafford.
The people that were important to him.
Telegram? This is incredible.
It's in the suit.
It is.
Yeah.
March 1924. 2 pairs of 5 gloves. 1 dozen balls. 1 pair of 5 gloves.
Like I get
And a bunch of
Kindly return this account with remittance. It's an unpaid bill. George.
Yeah.
The new evidence found on Mallory's body gives us a much better idea of what actually happened to the 2 climbers in 1924. We know they left Camp 4 on the North Col on the 6th of June. They climbed the long snow slope up to Camp 5 at 25,300 feet, taking with them enough food and oxygen to last several days on the mountain. The next morning, Mallory and Irvine moved up to Camp 6 at approximately 27,000 feet, where they spent their last night alive on the mountain. Sometime during the early morning of the 8th of June, they left for their final attempt on the summit.
After having climbed the route, there are a lot of questions that come up in my mind about Mallory and Irvine and what they climbed. Here's George and Sandy. We don't know what time they left from Camp 6, but it was a little bit later than they'd anticipated. One, because they'd forgotten their head torches, which means that the light was already up. And they'd climbed through the yellow band, and it's very difficult up there. It's not an easy, moderate snow slope the whole way. So I imagine for the climbers in 1924, it was a really big challenge, the yellow band. Judging from the fact that his goggles were in his pocket and not on his head, it was in the evening or towards dusk that they were descending. It's at this section during the descent that I believe that Mallory fell. It was a straight line from there.
I believe he was low down in the yellow band on the descent, and he took a fall, and he spent his last moments sliding down the hill, clawing with his fingers, which is a standard technique if you drop your ice axe. And I don't believe Andrew maybe even fell at the same time, because there had to be something absolutely immobile that the rope was wrapped around and broke.
This scenario leaves Andrew Irvine alone on the mountain, having watched his companion fall to his death down the north face. Irvine could not have survived for long in the open, and he must have died sometime during that night. But the question still remains: did George Mallory lead the first successful attempt on the summit?
The guy obviously
didn't let good sense get in the way of his determination. He was, let's face it, he was ready to die trying to do this. And so, yeah, my mind has changed. He might have done it.
As much as I wish I could just say, George and Sandy, you climbed Everest, the highest peak in the world. You were the first ones to do it. I find that given the severity and the technical requirements of this route and the standard of climbing in 1924, I find it improbable.
I believe Mallory could have climbed it, and I think just enough of a wild man that he might have just had a good day that day and pulled it off.
Just seeing his strength, his obvious tenacity, even in, you could see it after 75 years. He was determined, and he was tough, and he was strong, and I think he made it. I think he and Irvine both made it.